Okay, we're still looking at the physical health benefits why you have to fast. Reading from the book by Reverend Franklin Hall. Fasting conserves energy, like we said. Some sick people cannot get well unless there is a conservation of energy. Many times food will destroy or waste what little energy a sick individual has. That's why we said that the worst thing you can do to a diseased body is to keep giving it food, because what happens is that the body now uses the energy it will use to fight the disease to go and be digesting food. So if a diseased person, somebody that is sick, is eating 3 times and eating heavy meals, the person can never get well. The person can only keep managing the sickness depending on the amount of prescription drugs they are being given. Because your body, instead of facing the foreigner, which is disease that is in your body, it will first of all focus on digest, because the food you eat must be digested. Okay, so fasting gives the overworked stomach a vacation, as well as nearly all other parts of the body. So when you don't eat during a fast, what you're actually doing your body, yourself a lot of favor. You're sending, we say we are sending our stomach on vacation. That's basically what we're doing these 7 days. The stomach is going on vacation. Everybody needs a vacation, for goodness sake, Okay, fasting rapidly removes the cause of many diseases. Oftentimes, the very disease itself is turned into food fuel for its own destruction. Any value in it being utilized for nourishment. Fasting will cure 99% of functional ailments. Fasting quickly heals simple diseases such as boils, skin blemishes, indigestion, dyspepsia, constipation, although at first fast seems to aggravate the condition. Rheumatism, fever, anemia, asthma, a whole lot of things. Major fasting will also cure most other major diseases caused by impurities in the system. Fasting improves the mental faculties, making it easier to think, study, remember, and concentrate. However, during some parts of the fast, especially at the beginning of the fast, this may not be true, because you have headaches, people are tired, but as you progress in the fast, you begin to see better results. Fasting eradicates mucus, fringes, raw fecal material, and floating food particles within the body. After 10 to 15 days of fasting, the individual usually becomes stronger physically day by day after the initial cleansing of the body takes place. So you can actually do more than 7 days. Don't say because we say 7 days, you stop at 7 days. You can do more than that. The headache generally felt while fasting is a sure indication that you should fast. You have a lot of toxins to get out of the body. Those headaches is a sign that your toxic overload is very high. Okay, fasting will remove ordinary headaches and the coffee or caffeine headache, along with the overuse of coffee or any other abnormal habits. Fasting will also eradicate tobacco, drug, and drinking habits in as little time as 3 days. Water only taken during the fast, with temperate eating habits after the fast. The roots of these habits are embedded within the stomach. Fasting consumes these very roots, banishing addiction. So if you know people who are addicted to alcohol, who are addicted to smoking, who are addicted to food, fasting helps cure addiction. A person cannot starve while fasting. Only the things that are not needed within the body are used. Some of these are poisonous, contaminated, rotten food particles that have been on the walls of the stomach for months. Some doctors have said that dehydrated food and even worms were found impacted on the walls of the intestinal tract for more than 15 years. This very condition invites disease and demons, and with fasting they are starved out. We'll discuss more of that when we discuss the nutritional aspects of what we're doing. Okay, fasting is the greatest natural youth restorer known. It also beautifies the complexion. Of course, it cleans out your complexion. You look brighter. I'm sure you've seen that with a lot of people who are fasting. Okay, regular fasting prolongs life from 20 to 40 years, depending on how much and how properly the fast are entered into. Fasting will remove tumors as large as watermelons, also ulcers, cancers, and goiters, and will revitalize the glands. Wouldn't you rather live a fasted life? The weakness felt while fasting generally disappears after the worst poisons and pollutions are removed by the house cleaning process. This weakness is caused by rubbish and poisons being stirred within the body. So when you are fasting, there's actually like a kind of war going on in your body. So that's why, because you're trying to dislodge tenants tenants that have been there for like how many years, you want to suddenly dislodge them, so it's a kind of war. No tenant wants to be evicted, so you're going to feel pain, you're going to feel discomfort. Some people have catarrh, cold, cough, some people have this nauseous feeling, they keep wanting to throw up. Those are part of the let me call it part of the healing crisis that you encounter when your body is detoxifying. Okay, fasting after 2 weeks more or less causes the breath that was so foul during the first day of the fast to become clean and pure like that of a child. A lot of people, when they fast, especially depending on their toxicity level, they have very terrible mouth odor. So you need to learn to brush as often as possible. Okay, don't say because you're fasting you want to drive everybody around you away. Please show mercy. Okay, fasting removes bad taste from the mouth. Okay, so you also expect some form of bad taste in your mouth as you're fasting. Fasting will so purify the skin that often the complexion becomes rosy and like a young person's. Very, very true. The older a person becomes, the more often he should fast. Though shorter fasts should be taken. No one is too old to fast. This is also against conventional wisdom. In fact, the older one is, the less food is required. History and the Bible show us that the men and women who fasted the most lived the longest. Study the lives of Moses, Elijah, and Anna the prophetess. These individuals were likewise the most spiritual. Fasting helps us to overcome many bad habits. Fasting develops patience, aids temperance, and enables one to have proper spiritual growth as well as physical prosperity. Fasting overcomes and aids in the prevention of disease. Fasting draws the intestinal tract up and into its normal size and overcomes and prevents colitis and piles. Fasting restores a natural normal appetite after the fast is broken properly. Thin persons might not realize that they need to fast. In some cases, even more than a heavy person. The reason is very simple. The thin individual has so many times overworked his organs by overeating that he is incapable of putting on weight. I have seen many an underweight person fast from 2 to 3 weeks and weigh more after breaking the fast properly than he weighed before fasting. A heavy person usually is in good enough health so that his organs put on weight. However, one should not in any case be a glutton. Fasting is a normalizing agent. It will help to restore weight to underweight folk and aid in preventing excess weight on overweight people. Fasting will aid in cases of insomnia. At first, an automatic blood transfusion is set up within the body by the blood remaining from the weight that is lost. This excess blood goes through the body to bathe the organs and it enters into the head, causing sleeplessness for a time. Later on and after the fast, one finds rest and sleep easier and more refreshing. Excess starches and sweets cause the body to be converted into an alcohol factory. So some people claim they don't drink alcohol, not knowing that the excess starches and sweets that they are taking is actually converting their body into an alcohol factory. We'll continue from here.